most of us have an extra hour or two during the day that largely goes to waste. So you may as well use that time towards something productive and earn a little bit more money. The whole point of this video is to focus on ways that you could begin earning money in your spare time, even if you don't have any extra money to begin with. I just gotta say this one because it's the most stereotypical thing ever, and I would be a bad YouTuber if I didn't say it, and that would be making YouTube videos. Now I know, guys, it's not easy to make money on YouTube, and it does take a lot of work. Like, if you want to make money anytime soon, I'll be the first to tell you that doing this is basically you working for free up front. You're gonna be creating a ton of totally free videos without getting anything back in return, while people constantly tell you how much your videos suck in the very beginning. But if you enjoy making videos and you have something you want to talk about or something you want to share, you can absolutely turn this into a profitable side hobby without spending any money up front. I know I said this one a million times before, but I got my first 30 or 40,000 subscribers just from filming with my iPhone and editing for free on iMovie. That's it. It was totally free, and I just shared my experience working as a real estate agent, investing in real estate, and the tips and tricks I learned along the way. I created videos consistently without ever missing an upload, and 3 years later, it's now turned into my full-time career. And I know so many other creators who post consistently within their niche, and they make anywhere from $500 to $3,000 a month, posting part-time on something that they've been building up for a few years now. Just keep in mind that this is not something that I would do if you want to make money ASAP. And you should really only do this if you enjoy making videos regardless of how much you make. But if this is your passion, you enjoy it, and you stick with it, it could absolutely turn into a very profitable side hustle long term.
Second side hustle, and that is copywriting. Now, I said copywriting. I'm not talking about the academic writing that you learn in school. I'm talking about persuasive writing. Okay, when it comes to persuasive writing, you write the way that you talk. You think about on the internet, social media posts, emails, any ads. Think about landing pages, websites, and funnels. All these things on the internet, they need copy. So companies, entrepreneurs, they are looking and constantly looking for copywriters. There's a huge demand for copywriters. And because it's not taught in school, it's more learn as you go, or you're learning through a course type kind of skill. It's a great side hustle that could pay you an extra $20, $30, $50, $100, $200, even $500 an hour. Very, very simple side hustle that you can start in your spare time. Side hustle number 3, and that is tutoring. Now, I'm not just talking about math, because if you're good at school, maybe you can teach someone English, you can teach them math, you can teach them chemistry, and the different subjects and topics within school. But maybe you have a skill set. Maybe you're very good at playing piano, you're very good at playing guitar, maybe you're a great dancer. You can offer private lessons to people. Again, you can go to Craigslist, you can find jobs, or you can also post on Craigslist and offering these type of services. I've heard of very, very young kids making $50, $100 just teaching simple lessons. There's so many people making $50, $100 per hour just as a tutor, teaching something, teaching people how to play piano, teaching someone how to play guitar, teaching someone how to dance. You could do the same thing.
Next is renting out your home. This is a legitimate and easy side hustle if you have the resources, which is basically a roof over your head and a spare bedroom. This is actually something that my mum has always done. She has a decent sized home and she always has a lodger. I don't know why. I think she gets bored at home, so she's like, I'm just taking in a lodger, but also generating that cash. 54% of people who own their own homes said that they would be open to renting it out. And 82% of those really do believe that this is a money-making strategy. Now, this may be in a world post-COVID. However, renting out your home is a great way to actually make some extra cash if you need it. And people do this a lot, particularly if they are not in their home. If they go away, why not rent out your home while you're away and make money while you enjoy a holiday or something. Now, if you're renting, you may need to check your agreement because this would be considered subletting, and in some cases this is illegal. But if you're not, if you're a homeowner, you've got a spare room, you're strapped for cash, why not open your doors to someone as long as they're not a serial killer? Airbnb hosts can make over $900 to thousands of dollars per month, and you can even rent out your home to productions. film studios and TV people, they actually find everyday homes that are interesting. So why not think about putting your home on a production website, and for a day you might have to skip off, but they'll pay you up to $2,500 and even more actually to rent out your lovely home to be potentially on TV.
My next recommendation is called GoTranscript. GoTranscript allows you to earn $1,215 every single month. And GoTranscript is a pretty simple concept. So imagine I would hire you as a person who is watching this video, and essentially what you are doing is trying to transcribe everything that I'm saying. So for example, if I give you my audio file of just this video, you would try to type out sentence by sentence, word by word of what I am saying. You don't have to interact with other people. It's completely up to you. Whenever there is a job posting, you can feel free to grab it. My next recommendation is called Rev, and Rev is sort of like an online job marketplace that focuses on translation and transcribing and other stuff like that. But the creme de la creme, or the cherry on top, or whatever your cultural phrases or terminology is going to be the captioning service. The captioning service actually allows you the opportunity to earn $1,500 every single month. And essentially what you do as a captioner is, if you ever watched a Netflix video, or if you've ever watched a YouTube video and you turned on those subtitles, see on that screen down below, it's basically voicing. That is essentially the job of a captioner. You're trying to transcribe their message and voice out what they're saying, but also being able to match it with when their mouth is moving, so it doesn't seem out of sync. So Rev and GoTranscribe are really great opportunities for people who maybe don't want to interact with others, or they want to stay more focused on just a computer and just being behind a screen and being able to work as many hours as they can.
What I realized as I did it was that couches were easily the best things you could buy. There was a ton of supply of them, you could get a lot of good deals, you could load it by yourself, and you might be thinking to yourself, there's no way you could load it by yourself. How? Well, you tip one end up onto the truck, then you go and pick up the back end and lift it up and push it into the truck, and that's it. It's super simple to do it by yourself. It may seem like it's hard, but it's not. And the thing with couches is, once you take off all the cushions, and the type of couches we're buying are pretty cheap, so they're pretty lightweight. They're not what you think. So I just learned that I needed to specialize in couches. And I learned real quick what couches get the most money. Sectionals by far outperformed everything else. Leather sold better than microfiber. I learned that if you could remove the covers and just wash them, they look brand new. If the covers couldn't be removed because they were attached, those were a pain in the butt because there's really no way to clean it other than getting a professional. So I became really niche in my couch searches on what I wanted. I was basically going after neutral colored sectionals that had covers that could be removed so that we could just throw them in the washer and put them back on. Those were the best sellers by far. I could pick them up for $100 to $200 and sell them for $200 to $300 more than what I paid for them every single time without fail. I learned that a couch by itself, like your typical love seat or a 3-seater couch, is not worth it. You could get it for 50 bucks, but it's still only gonna get 100 to 150. So I ignored those. I would occasionally buy a couch love seat combo because that could make good money, but nothing beat the sectional. At one point I had up to 4 10x30 storage units that you could just drive up to. And it was super cool because whenever somebody would come look at one couch, if they didn't like it, I could go sell them on another couch. I'd be like, hey, here's my units, I'll show you around, take a look, maybe there's something else you like. And so a lot of times a potential customer that came for one couch ended up buying another.
This is something called Amazon Flex. And what Amazon Flex is first of all, they pay you between $18 to $25 per hour, which is a really good wage if you think about it. That's above minimum wage. And you are essentially a delivery man. So Amazon, you go on the application and deliveries come up and you can put in your own schedule, and it's like an Uber for delivery for Amazon. So you go pick up the box and you go and take it to the person that purchased that product, and you get paid a fee or an hourly rate for doing that job. Now, the reason I like this is because it's easy. If you go to Uber, you have to interact with people in a car and stuff like that. But something like Amazon Flex, you just pick something up, you drop it off, easy, done deal, you get paid your hourly rate or however you get paid. And it's really good. And you just simply go to Amazon, flex.amazon.com, you sign up and you can go and put in your hours and you can start earning a side income from doing this. So if you're maybe on your way to work, on your way to school, on your way home, you can pick up a package and drop it off. and you'll get paid to do that. Number 3, guys, is also a great way to make a side income, and I actually pay someone to do this for me. So if you go into your local Facebook groups in your area, there'll be people advertising their businesses. And one that I see all the time is car washing. So not so long ago, well, actually once every couple of weeks, I get this guy to come and wash my car. I pay him around about $200 200 hours because I have multiple cars. And I also have an exotic car, so he has to be careful of that one. It costs a little bit extra. But I found him in a Facebook group, guys, and all he does, I said to him, how do you get most of your business? And he said, all I do is post in Facebook groups telling people I can wash their cars. So you don't have to have really much skills to wash a car. It's very easy, and you can just go and get your bucket, your sponge, and all that sort of stuff. There's water at their house, and you can go and put up advertisements on Facebook groups offering to wash people's cars. And I've seen multiple people do this inside Facebook groups, and I pay my guy around about $200 for 2 hours of work. Now, I don't know how much of this he does every single day, but it's definitely a good side hustle if you want to do it on the weekends or after work or after school or something like that. You can simply go out and wash people's cars. Now, typically, where I am, you're looking at around about $80 per car to wash your car, and you can usually do one car within an hour to wash, clean the inside and stuff like that. So that's method number 3, guys, is to go out and start a car washing side hustle or lawn mowing or anything like that, but use Facebook groups to go and get your client.
And especially now, since so many people are working from home, what better time to start a side hustle when your manager isn't watching over your shoulder, checking up on what you're doing. And the facts are, realistically, timing-wise, your opportunities right now couldn't be better because you never actually want to quit your whole job and then try to work on some side hustle and see if it pans out and you put your whole life at risk. You want to be working on these 2 things in parallel at the same time, and then when your side hustle is starting to really take off, that's when you know you can make the switch safely.
But one that I think is actually really interesting, this is really for a lot of the college students out there, is to sell study guides, or essentially just go to class and take notes and then sell those notes at the end of the semester. Now, I know personally that when I was in college, really hope my mom's not watching this video right now, but I really never went to class. Bad decision, I know, but what I would do is at the end of the semester or right before exams, I would go to this study group. They would charge like $50 per study group, and there was one before every exam, and I'd pay $50 because I didn't go to class, and so I would just pay this lump sum amount of money. There were 100, 150 kids in this classroom, somebody giving you a crash course of everything that you should have been learning in the class over the course of the semester. So $50, 100 kids in the classroom, do the math on that, that's $5,000 in a classroom that company was making from that. Now, this is at a big university at Penn State, so they had a lot of students available for that, and they had like 8 classrooms going at the same time, so they were literally some days pulling in tens of thousands of dollars. You could do this on a smaller scale. You could simply just go to class, take some notes, and then sell those notes at the end of the semester. I know personally, I paid a lot of people for notes at the end of the semester when they post them to a Facebook group and say $20 a piece, I'll send you a PDF with all of the notes, and I was paying a lot of money for that. And that's because people are willing to pay whatever it takes to get a good grade in college, especially in today's environment. Next idea is to sell on eBay. Now, well, okay, you've probably already heard of this, but this is sort of a different approach to it, and that is by not actually having the products yourself, of going out to auctions and yard sales and then buying them and then trying to resell them on eBay or on Craigslist or other areas. We've talked about that in the past, and it's certainly something you can do, but we're gonna put a different spin on this, and this is actually a different opportunity where you can essentially sort of sell other people's products for them and then take a commission, take a piece off the top of whatever profit they're making, or whatever the sale is that they're making. So I was thinking back to ways that I was making money when I was much younger, when I was a teenager, and one of the things that I would do, I kind of feel bad about it actually, it sort of took advantage of my dad, but I would say, hey Dad, you have this snowplow here, you're probably not going to ever use it. I can sell it for you for $1,200, I'll take a 20% cut, and you don't have to worry about anything. And somehow he said yes to it. Maybe he just wanted to be nice to me and help me make some money. But from that, you know, if I sold it for $1,200, I can make 20% and make $240 profit for not having to worry about expenses, not having to worry about profitability. I was just making a percentage on the top of everything. And there's a lot of people who don't know how to sell on eBay. They have a computer or their phone and they just don't know how to sell it online, or they don't want to have to deal with selling it online. Maybe they don't have the time to do it. And so you could just become the person who says, hey, I can sell that for you. I'm just going to take a piece off the top. And I think everybody's going to be happy overall. A lot of people are willing to do that. So it's definitely a cool business opportunity for you.
Real life, real talk. Do you have the humility to go garage sailing? That's the question. Do you have humility to go to the dollar store and walk out, and while everybody is at that Whole Foods and sees you walking out with bags from the dollar store, people don't like judgment. Do you have the humility when you don't have a car to go pick up something on Craigslist and take the fucking bus and sit with a lamp on your lap? Like,
well, why wouldn't you want to do that? That sounds fun.
Because it's easier for people mentally to complain and blame than to take on accountability.